じゃあ皆さん、こんばんは。
Good evening, everybody.
最も古い方で、Suidi を習っている中曽根と言います。Suidi というのは、今で言えば小児ですね。
So my name is Nakasone. I've been studying Suidi, which is the old name for Shorin Kata.
どう見ても護身に使うことになっていますから、護身に使えないような空手を教えることができるんです。
The sensei believes that karate should be for self-defense primarily, and so really karate that doesn't fit doesn't deliver the objective of self-defense is not really the karate that he practices.
後ろ足が乗ります。
So Nakasone Sensei prefers to keep the weight 50-50, not shift it to the back foot so much.
こうなっているから、その意味はというと、これは簡単に。
So for example, the meaning of that
最初
would be
こうなりますね。内側通して受けますよね。これ一番初めての人が習うやつ。これ入って突きで打ってはい。
So this is maybe a standard kind of straightforward explanation for the first sequence in Pinan Kata.
こうなる。意味がありますから。
And they're pushing against the back of Maki's elbow.
これいつまで向こうやってるわけにはいきませんから。
You can't sit on that forever, you know. You have to keep moving.
So, good morning, everybody from Okinawa. Thank you for joining us in the seminar today. I'm very happy to present Arakaki Sensei, who has very kindly agreed to give us this seminar online today. Sensei hasn't really done much online teaching, so this is kind of new for him as well. So very grateful to him for taking on the challenge today. Good morning, everybody.
今は世界中でコロナウイルスの蔓延で大変騒がしていますけれども、私たちは伝統の空手で、要するに空手の特色である場所いらず一人でもできるというようなことを言われていますように、自分なりに家にいて、あるいは道場に行って一人でも自分の体を鍛えて楽しんでいるという状況です。
So, we're in a tough situation now with the corona-related problems around the world. But whether you're in the dojo or whether you're at home by yourself or whether you're able to meet up with others, we can still enjoy our karate practice and benefit from our karate practice. So this is some of the core meaning of Naihanchi is these uke blocking techniques. But these are strong striking techniques too, right? So in order to be able to execute these, you need to have trained limbs, done the Koteki Dai training in order to be ready, you know, to do that kind of impact with the forearms in particular, both outside and then inside as well.
Good evening, everybody, and greetings from Asato Dojo. I'm very pleased to be able to welcome Nakasone Sensei back for our second in series of seminars looking at Pinan Kata and bunkai applications associated with Pinan Kata and Sensei's unique take on the very traditional Okinawan karate.
手から先に行ったら、これマキが力入れたらこう。
If you try and move from your arm, then your opponent there is going to feel that and be able to resist it.
だからこのビハインドはこの腰から先に入ってます。はい。それでまた攻撃したら、それこういうになります。はい。なぜ生きてくるかといったら。
So you raise the arms here, but also dropping the center of gravity too.
マキが今こうしますよ。片手折り。こうしたらね、僕の手がね、握ってるのがこう外れちゃうんですよ。
If you do like this, raising the arms and dropping body weight at the same time, then that will help to break sort of a bear hug or lock that they might have around you.
だから重心のウェイトコントロールが 重点的になるわけ。
So this is important, controlling that, dropping the body weight.
重心が重点的になって、これがテクニックになるわけね。もう崩れるする。
Good morning, everybody. Greetings from the Sato Dojo in Naha, Okinawa. I'm very pleased to be joined by my teacher for Matsubayashi Ryu, Karate and Kobudo, Arakaki Sensei. So thank you for joining us today. Today's subject is Bojutsu, specifically the Bojutsu that we practice in Arakaki Dojo. Today we'll be looking at warming up exercises and then moving into looking at one of the kata that we practice, which is Matsubayashi Ryu's Shiromatsu no Kon.
この今の技も皆さんがよく使っているチンクチ、それから串、それからムチミ。
So he's saying before that, we can see the principles of Chinkuchi, Kushi, and Muchimi being demonstrated in these movements. So just to recap, Chinkuchi is about structure of the body, the coordination of your structure, muscle and bone structure, into focus when you're using it to either strike or use uke. Muchimi is kind of the stickiness, so the bow can have stickiness too, right? Touch and then flip around, touch and then flip around with a small movement rather than the bow coming apart from the other bow. So subject today is Hojo Undo. Hojo Undo in Japanese literally means supplementary exercises. So while there is no set formula for Hojo Undo, because many things can qualify as a supplementary exercise for your karate skills, there are a number of traditional tools and exercises which are common in Okinawa. Doing great so far. We've got one more set that we're going to do, and this one's going to be more of a continuous flowing movement with the chi-shi. So actually we're going to do right hand side and then left hand side. Okay, so we only need one chi-shi for this now. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if any of you guys practice saijutsu or any other kind of weapons practice, but the kind of this circular wrist movement is something that we find when you're manipulating and using a short weapon, but also when you're using a longer weapon such as a bow or a jo staff as well. This is really, really good for building the flexibility and the strength in the wrists. Essentially what we're going to do is do a kind of a loop, a continuous loop with the chi-shi. First on the outside of the arm and then on the inside. Yeah. Here, here.
皆さんこんにちは。
Good morning, everybody.
長峰空手道場の長峰文志郎です。よろしくお願いします。
So my name is Nagamine Bunshiro from Nagamine Dojo.
私は37歳までは沖縄相撲をやったことがありませんでした。
So I didn't start sumo until I was 37 years old. So what I'd like to do is take a look then at this Okinawa Sumo, which was practiced by many of the old Okinawan karate masters too, Hanashiro Sensei, Otobu Sensei, Yabu Sensei. So let's take a look at Okinawa Sumo as karate. Let's go for Shichinushi, the low throw. So the Shichinushi. Next we go for Fuinushi, the reverse. So if you have your favorite throwing technique, Nushi technique, has kind of been discovered by the opponent, then you need to have a reverse technique to avoid them taking advantage of knowing what your favorite technique is. So this is like kind of the next strategy.
入ってくるので、ディフェンスはここを締めます。これディフェンス、高橋です。
The defense against Takanushi here is to drop in the front knee and drop the weight in against the person's leading leg.
左の時はこう締めます。
On the other side, the equivalent, dropping the weight down and putting the weight into the other leg. So here, Nagamine Sensei is going in with the attack, and Nick's going to counter with that drop knee.
ディフェンスされた。戻った時にニックでのスローで。右高主と見せてくる。
You can reverse, you can go back and throw them backwards instead.